update as well. Strefan, Shiina, Poland versus Japan. As you can see, Strefan taking his time, usually, on his guesses as well, with 38-second guessing times. Shiina right there next to him.
Yeah, we do see in the stats, though, that Strefan's performance so far has been better than Shiina's overall, but that does not mean that this game has to go like it. We also see the precision stat is higher on Shiina's side.
Yeah.
Shiina just has these, like, you know, common errors or, like, blunders in some guesses, so that explains why his precision overall is pretty high, but there's just these few guesses that he makes that are bad.
Yeah,
but if he can avoid those, he can win this.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Shiina would love to get himself a nifty 3 points over this one. Strefan, though, as well, would want them. He's currently set 4 points behind Shiina. So with a good game here, that could really slim down that margin. But let's get it going. Game number 1. Both starting off at 6,000 health. And now, oh, yep, cars can move. They'll start going, but Shiina not really going to take his time here. I think he's just going to hop straight into Panama.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Panama, we do have, like, some kind of river flowing here. Might be findable, but this is a pretty relaxing first round. Let's calm down for a second here.
Let's chill. Let's chill.
Take a moment to appreciate what we have.
And then we go to America, and then we go somewhere else, then we go back to America, and then by the end of this game, we would have been in America at least 50% of the rounds. So, I mean, you know what, everything considered, considering how small this country is, at least they have quite a bit of distance in between them. Shiina looking to go over towards the western side. Strefan sat just north of Panama City. And it's gonna be Strefan on point, here to kick things off with the... Oh!
So close.
5k -1. Feels bad, man.
5k -1 indeed. 176 meters on some maps that's in the threshold of a 5k, but on this custom map it is not, because we do not have the South Pole location. And we go into Thailand.
Well, plenty of science available. Do you know your area codes? Do you know your phone numbers? That would be convenient, because they're...
O2 is Bangkok.
Well, that's not where Strefan is going, but of course it is a truck.
What?
It could be...
It does say Khon Kaen, though, on the truck. Wait, that is very conflicting.
It's a bait truck. It's a bait truck.
It was found for free. It should be Khon Kaen then, because for free is also northeast.
Oh no.
Very interesting though to see O2 phone code on the northeastern name.
Well, it could be that the company is based in Bangkok, and then they just have trucks that are parked elsewhere, you know?
Maybe. That makes no sense.
Nonetheless, always good to test the meta sturdiness of these players. Which do you commit to? The city name written on the car or the area code? And this time around, they were both somewhat correct in their guesses, as we do go into round number 3.
Now, the thing is, on Greek Trash Print, it technically says the city, so if you know your Greek cities, and it seems like Shiina is somewhat confident, it doesn't line up perfectly. I don't see that. It does not say Heraklion on that, so he might still be close, but it shouldn't be the exact city.
Let's see who's gonna get the guess in. Strefan moving up the coastline. Should have moved a little bit further. He would have been on point with it. Shiina, a frustrating one there, taking almost 2,000 damage in round number 3. Not what you want to see happen. Gotta shake it off. You can see, literally shook it off there. Get those shoulders in place. Posture check, chat. That goes out to all of you as well, laying there on your couches, enjoying your Sunday. Posture check, posture check. We're all getting old. Don't want to get any back pains going. As Shiina repositions, gets ready for round number 4.
Round number 4, we did just see Shiina, you know, he should have taken a bit more time. Usually he takes his time, and the one time he does not take his time, he makes a mistake there, because you could definitely see those two placings were different on the bin and on the map, although they were quite similar. And we do have a sign to Uppsala and Sala, so two big cities.
If this says Øresundsbro, 21 kilometers away, that would literally be the bridge to Denmark from Malmö on the very southern side. But I feel like Øresundsbro is somewhere else, so don't get baited, chat. Don't get baited, because Uppsala, as you can see, is definitely further towards the north.
Isn't the bridge called Øresund?
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Øresundsbro could be a bait if you're misreading it by one letter. Go by the Uppsala 26 kilometers instead. I feel like that's the better guess. And they're both going to be on point. Yep, both going to be close to it. Strefan, Shiina, one intersection off. Strefan almost getting the 5k here once again.
Again, if Strefan just lines it up, he has another 5k. That could be 2 5k by Strefan already.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but not quite the case.
And this is good for Shiina because he is very good in Argentina. And you also see the prediction coming in. Something I definitely know about Shiina is that he is very knowledgeable in Argentina. Definitely a country you can really learn.
He's zoomed into the northern part of the country, up towards the Paraguay border. We'll see if he's going to end up committing to it or not, as they both start zooming down the street. Kind of running side by side here, both in the same direction.
Side by side right now.
Neither of
Shiina
them.
has fallen a bit behind. Oh no.
It's a race! It's a race! Who's going to get to info first? I don't think any of them really will, because that road is long and straight, and yeah, just keeps going forever. And now we're down to 15 seconds.
Yep, does not seem like moving will get you anywhere really, but at some point you just have to commit in a direction and don't turn around anymore.
Should have gone west instead, is what they're both starting to realize now. But they have to commit to the guesses. Shiina is going to go further south, down towards Buenos Aires. Even further south now with that guess, as it's going to be right in between him. Had he stayed on his initial hunch on the northwestern side, that would have been practically on point. Still, though, out victorious in this round, but could have been a lot more damage come through.
Yep, but he stays true to his precision in Argentina. And it looks like we're back in the Scandinavia. This time, though, it looks like we're in Finland.
Yep, that's where Shiina is going.
Now, Finland also pretty well-signed country. Both of them stuck in the underpass right now, funnily enough.
Nothing worse than saying, no, get me back up on the highway. But, I mean, not that it's a highway here, but nothing worse than being thrown into a tunnel. Good info available here for Strefan. Sees
Number
the
8,
road
Tuolu.
sign Tuolu. Any Suomi fans in the chat? I only know a few words in Finnish, and none of them are stream friendly.
Shiina found a town because it did say Rahe on a building there, so I feel like both of them will get the right city.
Is it a bait building? Is it not? We're about to find out. Strefan looking towards the same area as well, but he's going to be off by a bit. Shiina able to get another good round here. Both of them, really, I mean, playing incredibly well right now. Strefan just short of 2 5Ks thus far. Shiina could have had one there as well.
Not too bad for Strefan, still close enough. Could have been worse if he didn't find any signage. Now we go into Philippines. Also, if you find a sign, it usually gives you the exact address and every pro can find it. But the question is there even a building on this road that has a sign like that?
Good question. Good question. They're gonna keep
We
going
do have
for a bit.
opposite directions, so maybe one of them will find something.
There was a building there. Looked more like a shack though. Strefan went straight past it. Didn't even up to stop and take a look. But now, yet another one. Feels bad, man. It's still loading. The building, that is. Not fully finished yet. Strefan gonna continue down. He has made it into the city. Shiina went the other way. He has a road sign, but Strefan is getting info.
Misamis Oriental. That is on Davao. Yes, that is a very good sign for Strefan. That's gonna be good points. Oh, what? Shiina without a sign getting it as well.
Yep, same island, but further down towards the southeast now. Micro readjustments, pushing him further up towards the north. It's right up there on the tip, out on the peninsula. Both of them with very, very qualified guesses here in this round.
Honestly, that is one of the best results Shiina could have gotten without having any information. Meanwhile, Strefan getting the pretty much address there. So, good save by Shiina there. Good region guess without information.
Definitely.
And we do spawn in an urban environment for a change.
First of in a while.
So this time, a lot of information to work with.
Then it becomes the question of, do we get info overload? Is there simply too much text for you to read through in order to try and decipher what's actually valuable and what isn't? They're both going down the streets.
De Paz de Aroporo is the town name. Paz de Aroporo. Never heard of that.
I wanted Aeroporto to mean airport. Just because it kind of sounds like airport, but not really.
Hey, Shiina instantly zoomed in and yes, so...
Is that... I don't think it saw any, like, city signs saying El Silencio, but we'll see. Maybe he knew something we don't, as he's gonna come through with the guess. No, just a couple of cities off to the southwest,
the town
but
name.
Good guess nonetheless.
He got the vibe, he didn't see the town name, and again, Shiina working with less information, it seems.
Definitely.
And making better guesses.
Love to see it. Love to see it. So we get into round number 9. Strefan needs to, I mean, preferably would want to win in this round, but needs to take some health off of Shiina to get things as tight as can be coming into the final round 10.
Yeah, and we do have a town name here. It was Zwaring. I think. It looks a lot like southeastern Austria, though, with the houses painted in yellow. Now the question is, can these players find anything to confirm that, really? Maybe an address there.
Address, something along those lines. Seems like Strefan didn't like what he saw. He's going to continue moving forward. See if he can get something else. There should be, I feel like this is an area where you would get a street sign or a city sign at any moment. But a bus stop, maybe that's enough for him to work with. Not quite. 9 seconds left to go. It is Austria. It's not a big country, but being around 9 with 5 times multipliers could still be big damage come through. They're practically on top of one another again now, though. Despite having had the entire round to play, it's going to be a close one. Shiina showing, whew, I know I was off, but I'm thankful that Strefan was too.
And he only has to come up on top a single round now.
Exactly.
So if he finds good information at spawn, he can already be happy. But he has to survive this. And it doesn't look like it's small because we are back in the US and we're coastal. Coastal US here.
Yep.
South Carlsbad State Beach, a California state
That's
park.
what you love to see. A California state park with big letters. You go, ah, okay. Thank you, game. I had to click once to get all that info. That's pretty convenient.
I mean, that's the best you can really hope for.
Yeah. Thing is, where you're going to go with it. 5.5 times multiply. It's the very final round of this one. And so far, Shiina is set up by a bit. He's looking down the coast, down towards San Diego. He might have found it exactly. Indeed, he did. He's going to come out victorious in this moving round. Strefan, hand to the face, frustrated about not being able to take that one home.
Yeah, I think Strefan only made one major mistake, and it was the Columbia round where Shiina just had a very good guess without the town name given. Strefan could have definitely found it. That town looked big enough as to you could have scanned it because it was pretty flat. So east of Andes is one of the areas you usually check.
Mental reset. Mental reset as we go. No move. Of course, that also means we go literally no buildings anywhere mode because that's what it's been feeling like today.
Yep, and this seems like a pretty standard Spain, I would say.
Okay.
It's very dry-ish with these trees planted all over. Pretty sure both of them will end up in Spain, or maybe Portugal is possible, but I think Spain is the most likely. We see a water hatch by Shiina. Not sure is considering Italy. I don't really see Italy. With the pavement.
Let's see. Out of Mallorca, goes back mainland again. Shiina now hovering Greece.
And I did mention Portugal is possible.
Yeah. Could have been much more dangerous. The fact that it's actually going to be Shiina ending up victorious in this one. I think he's going to be happy with that because he was way further east. At least about to be a couple of times in that round.
Yeah, good result in the end there. Even picking up some points.
Look at that text in a no-move round. A rarity.
Gazing Bazaar. And it seems like both of them have an address where it says Bloody Healing or something like that.
Shiina gonna hover a bit further towards the north, not fully zoomed in. Healing now, looking towards
found a town.
Might have found the city here. Indeed he did. Incredible last second readjustment there from Shiina. Goes to show why you always want to take all those 15 seconds when you're giving them for free. Incredible guess by Shiina. Not gonna amount to too much damage because they're both in the right vicinity, but still, really nice last second readjustment.
And we are back in India. This time though, very flat, so instant click from Shiina in the north there in Uttar Pradesh. Makes sense, but the problem is the north is pretty long and a lot of the span looks exactly like this.
Very flat. There are some hills in the very western distance, but I'm not sure that's something you can really use for anything. In this location, cow meta might come into effect.
Let's think about Cambodia. I don't see Cambodia with a road like this.
Well, he was also thinking Greece and a Portugal round, but opted not to go. So maybe it's just to test his mental, see if he wants to commit or not. He's hovering Cambodia. I think he has his pin down in India, though.
Yeah,
at
I
least
think he
for
does.
now. So we'll see if he commits. Zooming in, zooming out, zooming in, zooming out. You can see the mental games, and once again, Shiina happy that he doesn't second guess himself.
Yeah, thank God there. He had me worried for a second because that would be kind of like a common thing for Shiina sometimes, where he just, questions his guess too much.
The re-zoom in there at the end. I was thinking, nah, it's not gonna go, but then when it does like the whoop whoop zoom in as well, it's like, oh no, 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 no. Looking dangerous. This looks Scandinavian to me. What are you thinking, Siggy?
Does seem like the typical Sweden round.
Yeah.
Especially with the rocks. I would go like a southern Sweden even. Maybe like... Yeah, south of Stockholm.
Strefan going south side Finland.
Oh, both of them in Finland now. Interesting. I mean, did not expect Finland here. That could be a good guess.
Definitely could be. Shiina is still flicking back and forth. And this is in Estonia. Okay. That's, I mean, again... doesn't really get more difficult when it comes to trying to read the foliage there, because it's so similar in all three areas that all guesses, you would argue, could be equally qualified.
At least this round will be pretty easy. Both of them will just click slightly south of Joburg. That is my prediction, and it seems like Shiina has already
what sent you
followed
there?
my instructions.
Since it's so easy for you to get that guess down, what are you
flat
seeing?
field. Flat field in South Africa. I mean, where else would you guess, really?
Is it true? Yeah. Noobs, where else would you guess, guys? Come on.
I mean, come on,
get in
guys.
the game. Just go south of
guessing?
Johannesburg. I mean, easy. That's exactly what they do, and you're right. Because why wouldn't you go there and take 3 damage? It's just such a good time, yeah.
3 points. Can Shiina recover from those? I don't know.
I'm not sure either. Let's see now as round 6 comes upon us.
Seems like we're back in Europe at least. Seems like a typical Bulgaria round to me. Just how the vegetation looks. Also, of this tower here, this electricity tower, also very common in Bulgaria. So we do see Strefan going instantly. Seems like he's listening to me. Hello.
Could be. Could be. The
Seems
mental
like
is
Shiina
there.
has not figured out yet, but I think he will.
Yeah,
follow
he's
as well.
down towards Bulgaria as well. On the southwestern side, though, 3.5 times multiply. If one of these guys are on point, it could be costly. But right now, again, with the micro readjustments, Shiina moving further and further towards the east is going to get him closer, but not by much. Just a bit of damage come through there as we head into round number 7.
That was not the big blow Shiina was hoping for. Only 100
Yeah.
points, but he has 4 rounds left. Although this round will be quite hard. Ooh, wait, is this? Yeah, that's max. Add a different guess than Shiina here.
Sheena's very specific.
That is so specific. Wow.
That's I mean,
that looks like a 5K.
that is
honestly.
oddly specific. That's he's got to know something. Could be 5K territory. Strefan's in the same area as well. He found a bridge. He sat just on the south side of it. He was instantly there as well.
Oh my god.
It is a couple of bridges off, but he knew instantly where we were. And a very, very needed comeback in this round for him. As we're closing into that dreaded round 10, Shiina wants to try and reduce the numbers on the side of Strefan, even things up a little bit more.
I mean, as I mentioned earlier, Shiina is impressive on Argentina, and he showed it twice already.
Yeah.
And that one was
insane.
out of
and
this
he
world,
instantly,
really.
he was there
I mean,
instantly as well. I mean, had he spent 2 more seconds, he could have probably found the actual bridge, but even his initial guess there looked perfect, so no reason not to go.
Well, now he has to region guess the US again. Looks like we have Southern Pines here. So, who can region guess the South better? It's one of the regions where people are not quite sure how to region guess it. Between Arkansas and South Carolina, everything can look the same. Well, both of them in Arkansas right now.
Strefan commits towards the eastern border. We'll see if Shiina is there to follow. Looking to go a bit further towards the west here. And it's actually all the way down south towards Tallahassee. Wow, okay.
Interesting Florida, Dan. That's going to be 1.5k damage. It does not feel justified, but
No, there was
just the
quite
difference,
a bit of distance. Quite a bit of distance from the both of them, but one state closer helps you out as we... okay.
We are back. We do have no front plates again.
We're playing US only today, it seems. Or US often, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would just send something like Kentucky here, or maybe Ohio.
Well,
Pennsylvania could also be a shout.
Specifically zoomed in now as well. When he's been this specific on a quick zoom, usually it's because he knows something's up. He's done it again.
Makes a lot of sense, actually. It looks eastern, but we do have no front plates, and that does not happen in a lot of states. Pennsylvania is one of them.
Strefan has a 3,000-point lead, but he's going to go Pennsylvania as well. He's towards the western border, all the way over towards Pittsburgh. We'll see if he's going to get it, or if he won't. It's going to be Shiina closer. Is this going to be enough? No, just exactly not. Strefan, though, still in the game, but on round 9. The worst time to have this happen. Now he's the one that has to come back in round 10.
And we have Tracker.
Wow.
This is like the Mexico Tracker in the middle of nowhere. I know this one, but I couldn't describe to you where exactly it is.
Well, that's a good thing.
But it's like in the middle of mountains and the coverage does not connect to this place.
801 damage separating the two here. Actually, no, that's not true. 799 damage separating the two here. Strefan, you barely have to be a couple of kilometers closer, but you need to get there.
I think it was where Strefan is somewhere in that mountainous area, like Sinaloa, Chihuahua border region. It was somewhere there. Honestly, though, Strefan lost 4k points almost on region guessing Pennsylvania.
This is going to be game.
Tragic loss.
I mean, it has to be because it's round 10, but still. Distance in between their guesses. Shiina yet to log in. We know that these micro readjustments have helped him out in past rounds, but he's still further towards the east, further towards the mainland. It's out towards the west, and despite falling so low, he strikes back. Strefan, what a round to do so in as well. We are going into an NPC.
Yeah, one singular bad region guess in Pennsylvania almost cost Strefan the game. That would have been insane, but came back, and that means we do get an NPC game.
I mean, we said coming into this game that these two guys were very close in skill level, and I feel like the game is proving it right here. Shiina, round 1, instant looking towards Philippines. What are you thinking, Siggy?
Yep, instantly slam it in northern Philippines even. It looks pretty dry. That's what my guess would have been. Go north of Manila even.
Fair enough.
It is pretty risky, but it's round 1, so
Shiina's looking there now as well.
Why not do it? Meanwhile, Strefan says, you know what, Ziggy, you have no clue what you're talking about, by the way. Let me just guess max south.
Well, it's all quiet. His full focus is on between these two. They just have this still image to work with. What are you gonna do? Strefan is south. Shiina is looking to go towards the north, and now defaulting further back towards the center. Hovering south as well. Should have stayed up there, though. They both looked up there at one point. Opted to go south again. And therefore, just 300 damage will come through. You can see Strefan is kind of frustrated right now. A lot of head shaking, a lot of, you got a mental reset, my man. There's still a game to be played.
You know what? Sometimes you overthink in a moment. Exactly. And as I said, my instant thought was, north of Manila, it's dry. Come on, guys, just guess there. Then Strefan went max. I was like, that does not really make sense. But
yeah, so much easier said than done.
It is easier said than done.
The pressure is on between these two. Ooh, all the way to Dakar. It's a rare Senegal. I feel like it's been a while since we've gone Senegal.
And also, if this is Senegal, this would be like the 1% of Senegal location where it's hard. But do you see the stone wall? That is pretty common in Senegal, and both of them are actually getting it.
Yep. Both headed towards the west coast of Africa. We'll see if they're gonna get it. Strefan is the first one to commit. Shiina, now you have 12 seconds to second guess yourself.
No, I don't see it. I don't see Indonesia here.
Oh, Shiina, you're baiting us. You're baiting us so hard. And once again, look at the deep, deep sigh of relief. He almost threw it. Whew. But for the third time. First it was Greece in the Portugal round. Then it was, I don't even remember, far, far east in an India round. And now, it was Cambodia in an India round. And now almost gone Indonesia in this one. For third time. He's really playing like mental games with himself here.
Yeah, seems like it. And we are back in Europe here. We do have the dashed outer lines here. Seems like both of them agree that it's France, although Shiina's in the water.
Plonk.
Romania is also a possibility. I think the trees overall look more French.
We'll see. Strefan just sent it dead center. It's going to be France further towards the north. 100 kilometers-ish in between him. 700 damage taken on the side of Shiina. Not that it's going to be too big of a hit for now, but more often than not, we've seen 700 damage be more than enough to be the difference maker between some of these guesses.
And, Toby, do you see the grass in the middle?
I do.
Do you know what that means?
It means we're in Ireland, because that's where Strefan went.
Yes, if you trust it, you trust it.
Okay, fair enough. I trust the Irish grass. That was surprisingly difficult to say. And they both did as well, meaning that's exactly where we are.
Yep.
Let's see now. Going into round number 5, things are pretty even. 900 points separating the two is Shiina. First one to hover in. Looking to go towards the east side of Brazil.
Yep.
Or central, I should say, yeah.
Where you get this dry coverage, or this dry landscape, I should say. Not coverage, I mean landscape actually looks like this. It's real. It's not only in Google Street View. But both of them very similar, I guess. I mean...
Yeah.
4 kilometers difference.
Right next to each other. A massive whooping 27 damage being done as Strefan will try to see if he can find a way to mint to the reset after a hit like that.
And we do get a Spain round there. It does say the road number on the small sign on the right side. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a green top. Don't think the players can read it, but Strefan is zooming in, so maybe they can. Looks like a hard read, but possible.
I'm gonna say it says 5. That's my guess.
That is not a good shout, because usually it starts with 2
You know
letters.
what? I guessed Argentina and around where everyone was in Africa, so I will live on that.
Can't really argue with that one.
Exactly. Nonetheless, these two guys both equal distance off this time around as well. Minimal damage come through as it takes us through to round number 7. The multipliers keep stacking. Things keep getting more and more spicy again. Just 4 points separating these two players on the world leaderboard right now. They both want that extra point to go away with.
And what a beautiful location here. And Shiina instantly zooming in. I feel like...
That was very specific.
Whoa.
Very
I kind of like
specific.
this guess. I very much like this guess. There is still Gen 3 there with like sunset coverage, so I quite like his guess. This could be...
Yep.
Whoa.
And that, my friends, is game. 11,000 damage as Shiina takes it home. Solid victory. And you know it, when he gets rounds like that, where he instantly zooms in, locks in, clicks it, he's rarely ever off. This time around, not the case either.
Definitely feels like Shiina is just a player who sometimes shouldn't